What's up, YouTube? Now you see the title of this video, and you see the actually the video on the screen. This isn't just a picture. This is not a picture. This is a video because today, like I see the title, we're gonna be reviewing a video. And this video, man. Now I'm kind of late to this. This video's been out for a minute. It's been a while, since this video has been circulating through the internet. Kind of went, I guess, a little semi-viral and shit. It's been out for a while now. I'm really late to this, but at the same time, you know, because when I first saw this video, I mean, of course, I've already broken this down. All of the shit I'm about to talk about today, I've kind of already broken it down, but I'm going to go a little deeper today into some shit that a lot of people really don't focus on when we focus on these racists, man. But yeah, I'm kind of late to it, but I'm glad I kind of waited because I could just collect my thoughts a little bit more concerning this thing. And I was able to correlate this more with other things that I've seen. Because I haven't uploaded in a long time. If you look at my uploads, I haven't uploaded in a long time. I've just been doing my thing, work, whatever, school, just improving. Every day improving myself. You know, something the dude in this video should do. The dude that's harassing this couple. But he's not gonna do that. We know that. But we'll get to that in a minute. Now I just wanna just speak upon, like I said, um, you know, this video is going to really connect a lot of dots, and it should have connected a lot of dots for a lot of people, because a lot of people, I feel, when I listen to people talk about these racists, these white supremacists and shit, a lot of people don't correlate. They don't, connect the dots as to what this really is. Why these dudes are triggered. Why you have a lot of these triggered racists running around doing the things they do. And you see the title of this video. There is a person, obviously you see the title, who I didn't have any knowledge of until probably about a month ago. And it's funny because it's damn near around the time this video came out. I didn't really have too much of a knowledge of what his content was about. I heard of the dude before, because I be in these YouTube streets in the black manosphere, white manosphere, all these different spaces, just watching these fucking savages. And I just look at all the goofiness, that goes on in these YouTube streets with all the, drama and shit. And, I heard of him before, but I didn't really know what his content, consisted of. And, obviously, see the title. We're talking about a guy by the name of Undead Chronic. Now, you might be wondering, why is Undead Chronic in this? Why am I bringing him up? Because I wanted to actually combine. I was going to do a separate video on Undead Chronic, and I still might. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to take this video and combine it, because what you have to understand is, when you delve deeper into this this racism, white supremacy you see these guys engaging in, Undead Chronic and this video go hand in hand. And I'm gonna explain it as we're going through this video, and we're looking at it, and I'm gonna explain some of the things the dude's saying and how it pinpoints the real problem here with these racists and a lot of these guys. Because what you have to understand is, before I start this video, a lot of these incel dudes, a lot of times you notice that the incels, they also tend to be on the racist side. And Undead Chronic is one of those. And it's why I'm mentioning him and correlating him with this video. Because, and I was looking at Undead Chronic's videos and looking through it, I'm like, yeah, this guy's kind of like one of those incel guys. He has a crowd of incels. Then I noticed, I would look at Undead Chronic's content, and there would be certain community posts I would see of where this guy would post stuff about white women being with black men, and he would come from a position of racist rhetoric, because I study all these different groups, these white supremacist groups, and their rhetoric and their verbiage. And the community post, he would say certain things in it talking about a white woman with a black man, and he would show somewhere a white woman was with a black dude, and either, oh, she's out in public with them, and he's some weird picture on the screen and he's criticizing it, or let's say she became a single mother, which I find to be funny, because the rhetoric is, oh, these black dudes making these women single mothers. I mean, there's tons of white dudes making white women single mothers all over the place, and black women, every race of women, but they're not going to talk about that. It's only when a black dude makes a woman a single mother where it's like, oh yeah, let's get the racist rhetoric going. It's like these guys are they're then They're just pathetic. But I would notice these community posts that Under Chronic would post where he would talk shit about, just he would criticize a white woman with a black dude and just criticize it, Tyrone this, coal burner that, and he would look at the comment section, and that's where it really sparked. It would be all sorts of coal burners, mud sharks, N-word lovers, and this and that, and I'm just sitting back like, so we have this incel crowd who also has this racism tied to them, and a lot of people don't connect those two. I don't really hear a lot of people connect the incels and also connect it with the racism because there's a reason why those two are connected, and I'm gonna explain it as we watch this video. But there's a reason that the incels are also connected to the racism as well. Why those two connect with each other. But I'm looking at the comment section of some of his posts concerning, when when a black dude is with a white woman, and I'm like, oh, she's a coal burner, she's a mud shark, she's this and that. And, it was funny because sometimes if the white woman's not attractive and she's ugly, they'll be like, oh, she's ugly and whatnot. And then the question is, okay, well, if she's unattractive and ugly, why do you care about this black dude with this white woman? I'm also explaining that. Another thing, if the white woman isn't ugly, because the narrative they like to push in those racist spaces is, oh, all these black dudes can get with ugly white women. Well, that narrative has been destroyed now. I mean, we have the internet now. That's not true. We can see black dudes with attractive white women, so they can't really use that too much anymore. So if it's a black dude with a white woman and she's attractive, now the new go-to is, oh, she has mental illness, she has mental problems, she's mentally disturbed. And it's just like they're doing anything to diminish the black man. And I'm going to also explain why they go so hard at diminishing the black man. But they're trying anything to knock anything that's going on with what a black dude's doing. If he's with a white woman, she's unattractive. Oh, she's ugly. I don't care. But they're still talking about it. Oh, if she's attractive, then they'll say, oh, she has mental problems. And just any insult they can hurl at a black dude with a white woman, they will. And the question arises is if she's a mud shark, she's a coal burner, she's all these things, why do you care? Why do you care? Why are you so and then why are you so obsessed with this black man's penis? I'm gonna explain all that. Because these dudes are very strange and weird, and I'm gonna explain their mindset, why they engage in the behavior they engage in. And this video is a good indicator of why they engage in the behavior they engage in. In this very video, too, this white woman is not. I've already watched the video. This white woman is not unattractive. She's an attractive, white female. So they can't say she's unattractive. And the dude in this video, which is, an incel, racist white dude, he can't say she's unattractive. So he's just coming from a racist position off rip. He's likely, this dude in this video, this white dude harassing this interracial couple is the type of dude that watches an Undead Chronic, an insecure white dude that gets no hoes. But before I click on this video and start it, I also want to say one more thing. What you have to understand about a lot of these racist white dudes is that a lot of them suffer from an inferiority complex. And I'm just saying that right now before we get into the video so you can just think about that. They suffer from an inferiority complex, and I'm going to explain what that is and why it leads to the racism and the incel shit. So we're going to get into this. I'm about to start the video. It's actually funny. The video is actually turned down. I don't have it up. Let me turn it up. Let me just go back. It's actually funny. I don't have any fucking sound. I wonder what the fuck's going on in my video. This is some weird shit. Why is there no sound on it? This is strange. I don't know why there's no sound on the video. I'm not even gonna lie. What I'm probably gonna have to do is cut this part out real quick, pause this, and then start again and just go to where I can find a video with sound. That's cool. We're just gonna do that real fucking quick. So yeah, I will be right back. Okay, so we are back. I had to get a fucking proper download. For some reason, the initial one I downloaded did not possess sound, so I had to download one that did. It's just a minor error. But now we can finally start this video, and we can break down, the pathology that a lot of these races, like the Undead Chronics and stuff like this, possess. This video just personifies it. So let's start it.
Race mixing was illegal up until 2000. Race mixing was illegal up until 2002. You're gonna give up 50,000 years of evolution if you mix up with this dude.
Now I want you to look at the facial expression that white woman gave that dude. And there's so much. I mean, it's just hilarious. The way she looked at him was just like, dude, you are pathetic. It was a look of just, my God, who would ever deal with somebody like you? And this is what dudes like Undead Chronic and others like him don't understand. Like, you look so pathetic and goofy doing shit like this.
Are you filming us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you,
Just look awkwardly. Just look awkwardly.
no, you realize that race makes it's going to give up 50,000 years of your evolution, right? There's 2 billion of those people being born because of.
Did you know that it's actually better evolutionary to like?
No, it's not.
I'm not gonna talk science.
No, it's not.
I'm a scientist.
No, it's
I'm
not.
actually am a scientist, and I'm not gonna talk about this.
Literally, if you literally, you're just throwing down your genetic line. Pretty much, you're just LARPing. You're LARPing as a European in America. If you had any actual like heart and integrity,
Are you done?
Sorry,
go back
I'm
to
not
Are you done?
What are you, a Jew?
Are you done?
Are you Jewish?
No, fuck no, man. Are you done though?
Now, look how stupid this guy is. This is the brain rot that motherfuckers like this guy and Undead Chronic possess. Are you a Jew? Are you a Jew? Because, like I said, it's the racism, the white nationalists, the Nazis. So it's like, everything's the Jews. The Jews, they control everything. They control fucking atomic revolutions. They control the quantum realm. They control the fucking sand on every beach, every individual's piece of sand. They control. The Jews control the fucking clouds. The Jews control the fibers in your clothes. I mean, like, literally everything's the Jews. These are all powerful wizards, man, according to the Undead Chronics of the world and shit. That's another thing I noticed. The anti-Semitism of them, because they're Nazis, brother. Like, Undead Chronics crowd is incels, white supremacists, the Nazis, man. Like, we can delve into that in a whole nother video. So the Jews are the cause of everything on the planet. They basically are, doing everything all at once. They're omnipotent, omnikinetic gods, bro, according to Undead Chronic and his viewers. Now, of course, there's shit going on when it comes to, like, it's not really just the quote unquote Jews, it's the elites in general, but that's a whole nother video. I'm not about to get into that. But yeah, everything is the Jews though. Like, so immediately, a white dude is, who actually is a man and not a boy, like Undead Chronic and his viewers, stands up against racism. He's instantly a Jew. But yeah, I mean, this is the logic of these people, man.
No, but I'm saying the truth.
No, hold on.
Actually, though, like I am a scientist, and you are wrong.
Stop. Hey, it's done now. It's done.
So you think?
You stop that. Stop that.
He's saying she's a scientist and he's wrong because of the simple fact he's saying, because the dude, obviously the dude's trying to imply, oh, he's genetically inferior, which I understand what she's trying to imply, but I'm not about to get into that. But just know, I obviously know what she's trying to say, but I mean, we're not going to get into any of that. The main focus I want to focus on in this video really is just, highlighting the mindset of racist white dudes like this and Undead Chronic. And I'm gonna explain why they really engage in this behavior. This is some deep stuff I'm about to get into.
Stop. You think hybrid vigor is a thing?
Bro, film me.
Okay.
Film me. Just stop. Stop that shit.
What are you, some SJW warrior?
Dude, I don't give a fuck.
Hey,
it's done.
White people are only 7% of the world's population.
Hey, that's me. And I'm part of that. And it's done now.
And if we
whatever you're doing is done.
If we intermix, we're becoming.
Who gives a fuck, dude?
I give a fuck because
Why?
we're the only creators of society.
No, we're not. No, we ain't.
Net migration only flows into white country. It doesn't flow into.
Just stop.
Exactly.
Stop.
Hey,
Walk across
He's stupid.
And then, of course, you have the narrative, oh, we're the only creators of society. We invented everything, this and that. I mean, this is another thing, man. I'm going to get into why they do stuff like that.
Name me one black country that you would want to move to.
Name me one.
I mean, and even that's just a dumbass claim. Name one black country you want to move to. I mean, like I said, I'm going to get into all that. It's funny how he says that considering the history of, why those countries are in the condition they are, and literally the simple fact that, people with his mindset do things to disenfranchise those countries and then complain about their material conditions. This is just textbook white supremacy.
Yes, name me one black country that you would move to.
Guy right here, just go.
Name me one black or brown country that you would move to. Everybody moves into white countries.
Stop.
Everyone moves into white countries for a reason. Yeah, exactly.
Stop.
Exactly. Because you don't have a retort.
Shut up, dude.
Yes, no, race mixing was a...
So we have an undead chronic viewer who decided to, approach an interracial couple and, do that. And, he's, just going around raging, hey man, he was, I guess he, was at home, got tired of beating his meat all day and, looking at interracial porn. I'm gonna get into, another thing about, I'm gonna break this all down, but, he was probably looking at some interracial porn, got mad, I'm really just joking. But seriously, all jokes aside, though, he was probably just, being a loser on 4chan or some shit. Decided to go outside and, sees an interracial couple, instantly gets triggered and does that. Now, I'm going to explain why you have guys like this and Undead Chronic and his viewers and whatnot. I'm going to explain the correlation to all of these people. Now, for starters, the reason that you have, dudes like your Undead Chronics and, his viewers and people like this guy in this video, the reason you have dudes like this is because you have to understand. We take a guy who is, very skinny, right? He's unattractive. He's an unattractive dude. He is socially awkward. He's, and there was a video I watched not too long ago about why a lot of geeks and nerds are racist and stuff. All this goes together, all of it. So you have a guy who's, that archetype, skinny, unattractive, just butt ugly, look like a fucking elephant's foot. You know what I'm saying? He's just an ugly dude, unattractive dude. Women don't give him the time of day. On top of that, he's socially awkward, and you take that and you take all those things and mix that together, and he's an incel now. He can't get any women. He's mad. He blames it on with the women. Whoop de whoop. Then we get into the Chads and the Tyrones and all that shit, and then where the racism comes in, because like I said, a lot of these incel dudes are racist, and there's a reason for that, because you have to understand is racism stems from jealousy. Racism stems from an inferiority complex. So what you have to understand is when we take these dudes who have low self-esteem, because when you are a dude who's like real skinny, unattractive, can't get any women, or socially awkward, you're gonna have low self-esteem just for the simple fact that you're an unattractive dude, and women ain't checking for you. You're gonna be in a situation where you're gonna have low self-esteem in your appearance, and what happens is when you have a guy who has low self-esteem, who doesn't like himself, he needs to be able to get his self-esteem higher, and he needs to be able to repair that. So there are many avenues to do this, of course. One will be the obvious one, the one that everyone should take, is self-improvement, improving yourself, becoming better. But see, dudes like that don't want to do that because it's too much work. So instead of improving themselves and, getting themselves out of that condition, lifting themselves up by their bootstraps, instead of doing those things, they decide to try to take the easy way out. Just how a person who's suffering from depression and stuff, instead of going and getting help for the depression, they do what? They drink alcohol. They take drugs to help cope. So what is the coping mechanism for a guy like that I described? And the archetype of a guy like that, that your undead chronic types. What do guys like that do in order to cope? They latch on, and it's the perfect storm. They latch on to white supremacy, white nationalism. Why? Because it helps them to give them a self-esteem boost. How is that? Well, if you are if you're looking for a self-esteem boost, you need to make yourself feel better about yourself. How do you do this? It's the perfect storm with the white nationalism, the Nazis, the neo-Nazis. What do? The whole rhetoric. I'm superior because I'm white. I am the Aryan. I'm part of the Aryan race. A high IQ. My genetic composition. I'm superior to everyone. I'm this. I'm that. I'm a conqueror. All this goofy shit, showing goofy pseudoscience to prove that other races are inferior and I'm a superior white male. This is the reason they engage in that. The reason that they latch onto that is, of course, because it helps them to feel like they're better. Oh, I'm superior, and these other people are inferior. And you know, but here's the thing: you would think. Now, here's where I'm gonna get into the even deeper aspect of this. It's one thing for you to say that, oh, I'm greater than someone. I mean, a lot of people will say, oh, I'm greater than someone. You could be playing a game of baseball, basketball, running track, whatever, and you're going against, the other team or the other player, and you're like, yeah, I'm better than that dude. But there's another thing to just say you're better than someone. Then it's another thing to try to diminish other people. So here's where the real insecurity is actually revealed in the projection they're engaging in, like your undead chronic types and what people like him do, because they're latching onto this white nationalism, white supremacy to make themselves feel better about their predicament and to be like, oh, I'm superior because I'm white. Another thing they must do is to try to diminish other races. Specifically, as I mentioned earlier in the video, one of the people that undead chronic viewers and a lot of people like him have a huge problem with is black people, and I'm gonna explain why. Specifically, we're talking about black men because this video and how I was talking about the community post earlier that undead chronic posts. So the reason that they have such a big problem with black men in particular, black people in general, of course, but black men in particular, I'm focusing on. The reason they have a problem with black men is because this is a lot of where their insecurity stems from. What you have to understand is when you have somebody who is of the archetype I described, the scrawny, skinny, white dude, unattractive, socially awkward, incel type, and he sees, of course they have a problem with the Chads and stuff and the all that, and talk about the Tyrones, but they have a serious, deep-rooted hatred for black men in particular, because if we're gonna really just be honest here, there's something, and I've noticed this, and it's damn near not debatable at this point. There is something about this Negro, his I don't know, his aura, something about him that just omits greatness. It really does, and this is why it's always been a mission to diminish the black man and to you know, try to tear him down. It's hilarious because they'll say, black people are inferior, this and that, but then you try so hard to prohibit black progress because they know this is bullshit. This is just a coping mechanism for undead chronic type people, white nationalist, racist motherfuckers. This is their coping mechanism to try to diminish other people because of their inferiority complex. So there's this aura that this Negro, this black male, he omits, and it angers, the undead chronics and these racist types. They're triggered. So when they see this greatness just omitting from this Negro, they have to try to diminish his confidence, his self-esteem because of their low self-esteem. Also, when they see a Negro, a black dude with a white woman, and she's attractive, or even if she's unattractive, it doesn't matter because a lot of these dudes can't get no bitches. Even an unattractive bitch ain't giving them no time of day. So it don't even matter if the white woman's attractive or unattractive because ain't none of these bitches checking for Undead Chronic and any of his viewers. No women is checking for them. They got to, and if they even were to get a woman, it has to be some way of they're tricking off of money or it's a racist bitch they're with. They can't get regular women, brother, because they're unattractive. They can't get any women, man, that genuinely are attracted to them. And this is why they're really triggered. Yeah, you can go pay for some pussy, but can you actually get it off of just the strength of you being attractive? No. And this is why they're mad. So when they see a black dude with a white woman that's attractive or unattractive, they're instantly triggered because this entitlement that a lot of racist white men have is, I'm the white man, I'm a god, so how dare you choose anyone other than me? And that's the mindset that Undead Chronic has. That's the mindset that his viewers have, and this is why you see this behavior they engage in. So this inferiority complex and this self-loathing that a lot of these racist white men have is the reason that they have this hatred for black men, because they want to diminish anyone else to try to feel better about themselves. They want to make a black man or any other race of man feel bad about themselves, how they feel about themselves. They want them to feel how they feel about themselves. So they are gonna project their insecurities and all that onto these men. And you know, this is what they do. This is what your undead chronic types do. This is what your racist white nationalists do. And this video is textbook, what an undead chronic viewer is like. This is them. The white nationalist racist, running around talking about race mixing this and that, but he can't get any women. And the reason he can't is because he's weird, he's strange, and he's downright pathetic. And this is, this is undead chronic in a nutshell. He is a insecure racist white male who can't get any women, period. And when I mean can't get any women, I'm not talking about being able to, like I said, you could go pay for pussy. It's not, when I mean getting women, I mean getting a woman who's genuinely into you. They can't do it. They can't. It's impossible for them to do it. And it shows in what they do. They're constantly online triggered. Talking about women this, women that, triggered because they are pathetic losers, insecure racist white males who are jealous and envious of black people, black men in particular. In this video, in particular, we're focusing on jealous and envious of black men, and this is why they engage in the behavior they engage in. This is why they have such hatred and vitriol for black men, because they are envious of them. This is just as simple as that. You can't debate it. The hatred they possess, coal burner, this and that, talking about any woman that deals with a black man, all types of hatred towards black men. They're pathetic. But that's all I gotta say for this video, man. I'm probably gonna do a separate video on Undead Chronic and just go through some of his posts to just show you how pathetic he is. But I had to just correlate those two because I saw this video, and then at the same time I saw saw this dude Undead Chronic, and I didn't really know who he was at the time, but I looked at some of his stuff. I'm like, man, this dude's pathetic, and I was like, man, hey, I gotta make a video about it. Like I said, I ain't made a video in a while, but hey, I had to come back and make a video. I'm probably gonna make a separate video on Undead Chronic, explain his mindset, and I'm actually gonna correlate it too with something with Star Wars. And I know you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You'll understand when I make that video. But that's all I gotta say for this video. Anybody who's triggered over this video and saying anything negative, hey man, if you got a problem, gonna have a discussion. Probably not, because another thing about a lot of these racist white males is they're cowards. So not gonna have it. They don't have the intellectual capability to even have a discussion concerning anything that requires anything, any task that requires too much brain capacity, thinking ability. They can't do it. So I don't expect anything out of them. I don't expect intelligence out of them. I mean, the nature of them is literally just to be stupid. But like I said, I'm about to end this video and I'm out.